I always say the hardest part of making a video is the setup. I have to set up all the lights, make sure that the overhead light is off, and make sure that the angle of the camera is just right. And if I ever am editing the video and I see that it's not right, I'm like, well, nothing I can do. I tried my best. Welcome to another week where I attempt to do YouTube, and trying is the best thing I can do. I hope you had a great week, Chris. That is our name. That's your name. My name is Sebastian, but we are Chris, this community. Not to be confused with Greg, which is Denny Gonzalez. No affiliation at all. But yeah, I am wearing a leather jacket because I think I look pretty damn well in one. However, it is really hot to record a video. Again, 3 cameras in a insulated space. And I am hoping that my cell phone does not overheat. It's been quite the week, and you're probably wondering, oh, it's been a while since you've made a video. Nope, nobody really cares that I make these videos. It's just like a thing for myself. Where I'm thinking like, oh, okay, if I have time, I'll make a video. And then, happy Martin Luther King Day, by the way. I have time to make a video because I don't have work. My house is relatively clean, I cleaned it. And I've already taken a day full of naps, just all day yesterday. So it's like, okay, I have no excuse to not make a video. I went to Barnes & Noble earlier today to sit down and just be on my laptop and maybe read a book and be productive. And as I was logging onto my computer, I see a notification from YouTube. And it's this comment that says on my previous video, why is it taking you so long to make a video? I am over here waiting, by a person who I don't know. Which I'm like, what? Somebody's waiting for my videos? That's crazy. Shout out to you. I don't think I know you, but you inspired this video. I'm making this video because it's like, wow, my God. Somebody out there wants to see a video of me. Isn't that so much fun? I hope they're not a stalker. I hope they're not obsessed with me. That would be crazy. But this video is for you. So thank you very much. In the 2 weeks that I have maybe not made a video, maybe 3, who knows, I'm not counting, I have gone through a bit of a turmoil. Why, you may ask? Because because my medication stopped working. I take ADHD meds. Yes, I am mentally ill with... It's fine. It is a thing... Okay. Ever since I was a little kid, my mom put me in karate because she wanted me to defend myself. However, it didn't really succeed. Not saying that I can't defend myself, I got mace. But when I was in these classes, the instructor would tell my mom, yeah, they were just like in La La Land. And I was like, what is La La Land? That Demi Lovato song? Because this was around that time where La La Land came out. Banger of a song. However, this was the first indication that I had ADHD, looking back in retrospect, when this was the first sign as a kid that I had ADHD in my life. And it would continue throughout life. I did not know I had ADHD until I was maybe doing therapy, and I asked my therapist, hey, do you think I might have autism? My friends think I have autism. And they're like, no, I don't think you have autism. You definitely have ADHD though. And I was like, what? I don't have, what? For real? You think? And they're like, oh yeah, 100%. I'm like, whoa. So then I got a diagnosis and I got checked out by a psychiatrist, and I was like, okay. And so we started doing all of these medications to try it out to see what would work. I finally landed on one, which is great. So I've been on these meds for a while. However, there was a period of time where I was not on these meds because my insurance changed, and that is very frustrating. So I got with another psychiatrist, and they got me on these medications again, and I'm like, great. My fear that I'm gonna lose my job like started to dwindle down. I feel like I was doing a good job. I was focused. I was hitting my numbers, and like this medication trial was like for a month to see if like it was a good medication for me, and it was working. It was like great for 3 weeks, and then for the last week the medication just stopped working. But luckily I had an appointment with my doctor where they're like, oh, no, that's weird, it shouldn't be like that, let's up your dose just a little bit. I'm like, fantastic, let's do that. It was great to have my medication dosed up, because I'm like, okay, great, I can be as productive as I was before. However, whenever I went to get that prescription filled out, I usually go to Publix, they would be like, yeah, no, it's back ordered. And I would, like, to the one that I usually go to that Publix. And I was calling other Publixes saying, hey, do you have this medication? They were like, no, we do not, it's back ordered. I'm like, what the fuck? So I am struggling for this last week of work where I keep taking this med, hoping it's gonna work, and it's not working. And this was the worst week of my job. I was trying to stay focused. I was listening to music because music helped me focus and stay in the zone. However, that would like obstruct whenever my boss would like tell me something, and it would cause miscommunication, and it was just a really bad week at work, to the point where my boss told me, hey, don't do X task. And I was like, okay, gotcha, I won't do X task. And I didn't do X task. However, I was doing Y task, and while doing Y task, I accidentally did X task. And I'm like, oh my god, what? Yeah. And so my boss talked to me saying, hey, you've been very unfocused this week. You need to stay focused. Like, it was like he was just letting me know, like, hey, if you want more responsibility, then you gotta stay focused. I'm like, I understand, because that's my job. I deal with people and their important stuff, so it's like very important that I'm like on it. Luckily, today I got my medication. Yes. And quite literally, I think it's working. Because I'm doing a video, I'm sitting down, I may be rambling to you. However, this is what making a video is. It's just continually talking of things that is happening in my life. So at least I'm focused enough to actually sit down and do this. Also, in this week, I had an audition for a show, and my friend was involved in the casting of the show. And I'm like, great, there's no way I cannot get this show. It'll be fun. I went to this audition and I was great. I think I killed it. However, it was a very informal audition, so we were like, seeing each other, like in this small room, and it was fine. I thought I was vibing with other people, and I was like, being myself. However, this was me unmedicated, so I think I was just a bit more of myself than what I typically am when I am medicated, because when I'm medicated, I'm focused, I'm a bit more reserved. However, I'm still me, but I had no filter, essentially. I had no filter, and that came to my detriment, because when I did not get cast for the show, I asked my friend, I'm like, hey, what happened? And they're like, you were just very unfocused, you weren't listening really to the instructions, or like you missed one instruction, which was kind of odd, and so it just didn't give the right impression. So you can definitely audition again, however, just have more of a filter. And so I was kind of bummed about that. It's like, it was in the bag, and just because of my personality, they didn't like my personality. I took it into myself, very much so. However, I realized, that's probably because I wasn't on my meds, or I was on my med, but it wasn't working as it was meant to do. Because usually when I take my medication, I feel like this like electrifying energy, like, oh, I'm focused, I'm in the zone, and like, oh, it's hitting, I can feel it hitting my body. However, like, since I had that appointment with my new psychiatrist, it was just not working. So that's when they upped my dosage. It was a disaster of a week. So after that audition, I had that week at work where I was just unfocused, and it was a lot to go through. But now, as I said, I have my medication today. I am doing the thing where I'm trying to stay focused and do stuff and be productive. I hope it works. That's the only thing I hope it works as it's meant to, because I just want to be focused. I just want to be good. I want to do the things I want to and not get distracted. Because literally my boss like said, hey, I feel like I'm telling you stuff and it's just like going over your head. And that's a fair assumption, because I think I'm getting it. I'm hearing it, I'm listening to it, but I just forget. I just forget about stuff, and then I mess up, and it's like, great. So I will take what my friend said to her about, having kind of a filter, even if I'm on medication and it's working. I'll take what my boss said to her about, staying focused. Like, I even told him, like, hey, just next week is gonna be a lot better. I'm gonna action plan, I'm gonna get my meds. I'm gonna write down anything you say, just in case. I'm gonna not be listening to music, because in case like you say something important, I'm gonna be listening. We're not gonna have any miscommunication, because like my boss and I, we gotta have really good communication, which is like incredible. I love my boss. He's a really great person. So I just want to do the best I can in life, in audition, or in a job I'm doing, or like, oh, if I have a day off, I want to read. Usually what's really great about my medication is that it doesn't let me sleep during the day, because I hate taking naps. Usually, but when I'm unmedicated, like, I'm like, oh, I cleaned a lot. I'm really tired now. I'm gonna take a nap. And naps are beneficial. However, I overdo my nap. I set an alarm, and then I sleep past that alarm. So it's like, okay, well, now my schedule is going to hell. Also, I've been really good with my schedule. I've been working out after work. Except on days where I schedule something, or I have somebody coming over, or I have something, things just come up. But usually I'm doing really good. Yeah, so that's been my week. I'm gonna edit this. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it. I hope you like my jacket. I hope that it was worth it for me to be sweating just a little bit. And to that person that commented, why are your videos taking so long? I've been not focused, but I'm on meds now. So hopefully I'm more focused, and hopefully these videos are a great way for you to distract yourself, as it is a way for me to be productive. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye.